Monster Hunter. Just got out of that. I've been wanting to see this for a little while. I know video game movies have not been strong. We got Mortal Kombat coming up later this year. It keeps getting pushed back. It's been pushed back at least twice, I think. And a lot of movies have. It's not abnormal. Starts with a ship. So we're thinking like Nordic times. A ship gets put off course. Then a guy is thrown from the ship. Then we're in a military command. They're on their jeeps heading towards something. Not quite sure what it is. There's a lightning storm, and then they end up in this deserty world where their other command, I guess they were searching for them. That must have been what it was looking for. And they were burned up. Something had come out and burned them up, and there's a monster in the desert that it comes up out of the, think tremors, comes up out of the ground, feels tremors. So the woman escapes somehow. The military commander's a woman. She escapes with the help of this guy shooting fiery arrows down into this beast. She escapes up into this dark area, only to have creatures which reminded me of arachnids from Starship Troopers. So the beginning of the movie, we don't really know lots going on, don't really know what, we just know now we've got beasts everywhere. We got all these creatures, and at night they come out and there's massive quantities of them, and they're pissed off and they're hungry for flesh. Somehow they took her they captured her down in their lair, like cocooned her, almost like alien and thing, and it was a little disorienting on the beginning. But then we ultimately learn this guy and the gal, they're at odds. They're gonna work together to try to escape and get across this desert to the storm again, so she can, quote, go home. And they got to fight the monster in the desert. They got to deal with all these creatures underneath. And that's the basic concept of Monster Hunter. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know about this. The CGI was pretty good, actually. Monsters were kind of cool. So I was kind of there. But I kept thinking, at like a third into the movie, like, when are we going to learn, like, what is the point of these people? You got to care about the people beyond a survivalist kind of tale. And maybe that's okay, a survivalist tale, but still kind of nice to know who the heck these people are. We know she's the commander of this unit that just gets decimated right in the beginning, and she wants to go home. And we got this other guy who sort of doesn't speak English, but does. And so it was just a very disorienting beginning. But cool monster fights, cool monster designs. Music was I'm sort of 50-50 on the music. Kind of a weird techno. Didn't quite fit. Parts of it were really, like, the music wasn't quite there for me. I wasn't feeling it. The action sequences were pretty good. Like I said, the monsters were pretty cool. And, I'm leaving. I guess in a video game movie, you leave going, would I want to play the game? Yes, I would. I mean, it was actually a pretty decent advertorial, if you will, for playing the game Monster Hunter. I did look it up before I came out to the movie today, which this is my first movie in our local area in 2021. We did see Promising Young Woman when we were on our vacation here last Thursday. So that was the first movie of 2021. This is actually the second movie of 2021, but the first since I reignited my AMC Stubs list, and now Monster Hunter becomes my first movie of 2021. I was thinking kind of mediocre in the beginning. It got better as I stayed with it. it certainly entertained me and kept me going throughout enough of the movie to where I'm like, okay. I didn't feel that it was too long like I normally do. You know, it seems like with a lot of movies nowadays, I felt like it was maybe a tiny little bit long, but not overly long. So maybe 15, 20 minutes they could have shaved out of it to tighten it up a little bit. But all in all, runtime was okay. Music, like I said, so-so. Story was very bare bones and reminded me of like a mashup of different stories that were frankly a little better. Like Starship Trooper was a better story for aliens, better story for creatures and a military unit attacking them. However, and I say this with all however, I think there was a bit of the gate thing. I'm not quite sure. I think that they left that open for a sequel. I didn't much care for the ending, really, because it was sort of a non-ending. So I'm guessing that's will contribute to people that don't. If you like definitive endings, I'm not going to spoil it, but unfortunately, I think that took away some for me. So at the end of the day, I started out thinking, okay, this is like a 1.5, 2-star at best movie. Then as it progressed, I thought, hey, the design, the creature design's kind of cool, and this is not half bad for a video game movie. So it improved my outlook as it went on, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe 3.5 stars. I'm feeling better about this. And then the ending takes me back to where at the end I'm just left with 2.5 stars. Okay, out of 5. It's just not a blow me away type experience, but not as awful as it could have been. It could have been really downhill from the beginning. Had almost a Michael Bay Transformers type, disorientation beginning, which, if you like movies that are just boom, bop, a lot of things happening where you're just trying to find and understand, but it settled down. And I kind of like the interplay between the guy and the gal, the two monster hunters, if you will. The monsters, like I said, were very cool. Like the mythology of the monsters. The gate thing was just, I guess, a gimmick to get people from the present to the past. So, or present parallel world to, I don't know how you want to pair it. It was, I guess, it was either a time travel device or a transportational device of some sort. We've seen that a zillion times, so no credit for that. Again, the music, So 2.5 out of 5 stars I'm giving that. Could have been a lot worse. Certainly started out making me think, oh God, another awful video game movie. Didn't come out of it like that. Didn't quite redeem itself, but it could have been a stronger score had the ending been a little stronger. Again, you'll have to watch it if you like enough of what I've talked about to where, yeah, that's my kind of movie. Pluses, again, I'm sort of inspired to play the video game now. I haven't. And I know there's another one coming out for Nintendo Switch in March. I think it's Relics, Monster Hunter Relics, or Monster Hunting something. It starts with an R. I may get it wrong, but Monster Hunter something. And there's Monster Hunter Generations is already available. It's been out since 2018. So I might check out the video game, actually, because it kind of made me feel like, hey, I want to go slay some monsters with some, weapons or something that are kind of primitive. It would be kind of cool. So from a video game perspective, yeah, it kind of served its purpose, and maybe that's what Sony was shooting for. Make a video game movie that makes you want to play the game. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I always try to keep these under 10 minutes if I can. Monster Hunter, 2.5 out of 5 stars. So good to be back. Again, working the movie scene. Reviewing movies again in theaters just as we left. Just me today. Todd Carroll had zero interest basically in seeing this movie. So hopefully I'll have her along for the next one or two in the future. But more movies coming. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like more.